Today, only XPlay has the latest on Gears of War 2 straight from the man himself, Cliff Bleszinski, in Adam's exclusive interview. Plus, we'll tell you what new instruments you'll be playing in Guitar Hero 4.
Then all the latest details you need to know from Microsoft's Gaming Summit, including new details on 2 Human and brand new trailers. XPlay starts right now.
Hello and welcome to XPlay, the front line of gaming. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Kristen Holt. We're coming to you from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles on Tuesday, May 13th. I'm filling in for Adam, who's out in the field getting some top secret scoops. Did I just spoil it?
No. Yeah. Today is a huge show. We have breaking news about 2 Human, Fable 2, and the new Banjo-Kazooie. And if that's not enough, an exclusive interview with Cliff Bleszinski about Gears of War 2.
But first, let's go over to XPlay News producer Blair Herter. He's got all the big news coming out of Microsoft's press event in our gaming update.
The 2008 Microsoft Gamers Day event has kicked off with a ton of new information regarding some of the year's biggest Xbox 360 titles. First up, we have the latest details regarding Lionhead Studios' action role-playing game, Fable 2. Now, this game features new magic and combat systems, dynamic weather, and an updated navigation system similar to the GPS map used in GTA 4. Now, every house you see is also available for purchase, and each one will unlock new side quests, items, or skills. Fable 2 is expected to be 20 to 30 times larger than the first game, and will feature interactive cutscenes, allowing gamers to steer in-game conversations. And believe it or not, 3 additional Fable sequels are currently being planned. Very ambitious. Now, 2 Human finally has an official launch date. Silicon Knights will release their long-awaited action RPG on August 19th. It's also been revealed that the sci-fi epic will include a 2-player online co-op mode. New gameplay was released this morning in conjunction with Microsoft's Gamers Day event in San Francisco. XPlay has exclusive new details straight from Silicon Knights president Dennis Dyack.
All right, so the game has co-op. How is that going to work in 2 Human?
So when with 2 Human and co-op, when we release the initial game, there's going to be 5 classes, and it's going to support 2-player co-op through the whole game. Seamless jump in and jump out, and you can essentially play the game with various different levels as well, and we have different ways of modifying the enemies and doing auto balancing. We want people to play together and have fun, and at the same time we want to avoid people power leveling, so we've got ways to fix that. So we think we've got a very interesting way to balance those things out. So it's really interesting, and there's all kinds of sort of group related skills that, depending on your class and your combinations, you can have all kinds of things. You can have a healer and a defender, you could have a berserker and a defender, and there's just all these different combinations give different things. We're very, very confident with all those permutations that when people play together, it's going to be very unlikely they'll be able to exhaust all the class combinations out. And then we expect that they'll come up with combinations we haven't even thought of. So it should be very interesting.
It sounds very exciting too. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Cool.
Oh, I'm going to say it. Dyack for president. Microsoft and game developer Rare have officially announced Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox 360. This action-packed platform adventure game will give players the option to improve Banjo's abilities with a new Lego-like vehicle editor. The game will also feature a new multiplayer component where you can battle in competitive modes or team up and take on the game's cooperative challenges. Meanwhile, Rare is hoping the game's customization options will generate an unprecedented level of user-created content for a 3D adventure game. And finally, the latest issue of Game Informer magazine has apparently revealed that Guitar Hero 4 will add drums and vocals to the mix. Now, while these announcements are still unconfirmed by Activision, the game is rumored to feature a new Create a Song mode that will allow gamers to lay down their own drum, bass, and guitar tracks and then upload their creations for other gamers to enjoy. The game is also rumored to include master recording tracks from Van Halen, the Eagles, Linkin Park, and Sublime. Well, that's it for today's gaming update. For the latest news, be sure to check out G4 On Demand or head on over to our website at g4tv.com/xplay. But now, let's go over to Morgan, who's got more on Microsoft's biggest game of the year.
Thank you, Blair. Now, in February, Cliff Bleszinski took the stage at Game Developers Conference to officially announce Gears of War 2 and reveal a teaser. After 3 long months, we can finally put that trailer to rest and see some real gameplay. This morning, Adam got an exclusive interview with the man behind the mayhem.
Well, I'm here and I'm joined by design director of Epic Games, Cliff Bleszinski, and obviously the man behind Gears of War 2. So we've seen some rather amazing footage.
That was the tip of the iceberg. The level that it's from, it's called Assault, and it's essentially a 20-minute extravaganza of total mayhem, and we're really excited about how it's all panning out right now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like you're delivering on a lot of the things that you said the new version of the Unreal Engine can deliver on. What are some of the highlights that you see there?
More Locust.
Yeah.
First and foremost. In Gears 1, it was kind of like the Locust entourage, essentially, whereas there was like a Locust with like 4 guys behind him. In Gears 2, you will see like the ground will open up and you will see hundreds of guys pour forth, and you can kill them if you want to. They will swarm your truck when you're trying to drive through with your assault derrick. They'll have grappling hooks and they'll climb up on it. It's really taking what Gears was and really bringing it to the next level.
Now, one of the big things I saw was just kind of like the scope of the landscape. There's a far draw distance, there's a lot of space to be playing in with those derricks. Is that going to be kind of an element of the gameplay throughout the game?
Well, when we sat down to build these levels in Gears 2, we said, you know, we really want there to be vistas. Vistas were literally one of the bullet points when we designed the levels. And we have these huge, expansive locations that you'll travel through on the truck or, you know, navigate with the rest of Delta Squad, and really have these kind of breathtaking money shots where you just have these beautiful environments.
One of the other things I think really stood out from the demo is the fact that you can grab a Locust and use them sort of as a body shield for the attacks. How is that going to play into the gameplay?
Well, so we call that the meat shield, right? And so it's a kind of a hostage-taking mechanic. And so when you knock somebody down and they're on all fours, and then you can grab them and you're like, you're coming with me, and the bad guys will keep shooting at you, and their poor hostage will essentially start falling apart in your arms. And eventually you're just left with like a torso, and you're like, ugh. But if you want to get rid of the body, then you can break the neck and drop them to the ground and toss them off a truck or toss them off a ledge.
In the demo, we see some of the brew match, you see a lot more enemies. One thing I was wondering is how you, still as Marcus Phoenix, with more or less the same powers that you had from the previous game, how can you handle that many more enemies?
Well, there's bigger, better guns, man. I mean, there's the Gatling gun that's mounted right on the front of the derrick. You have other derricks that are helping you out. You have other squad mates, etc. You have choppers as air support. You have tanks that are helping you out as well. I don't know if you caught a peek at the Centaur. That's kind of the giant monster truck bottom with a tank top that took out one of the Brumacs in one of the scenes as well, which you will get to drive later in the game. So the Locusts come back bigger, better with more enemies, and you just need bigger, better weapons to take them out with.
And in one word, sum up Gears of War 2.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Absolutely. It's complete and total shenanigans.
All right. Cannot wait for it. Thanks so much, Cliff.
Thank you, Adam.
For our complete uncut interview with Cliff Bleszinski, get online. You can see this exclusive preview of Gears of War 2 in its entirety only at g4tv.com/xplay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce the FFmpeg, otherwise known as the first-person free-running shooter, otherwise known as Mirror's Edge. The trailer that hit the web last week might have piqued your curiosity, so we sat down with one of the game's producers to find out more about this asthma-inducing title.
For a good part of this year, an amazing and innovative game has remained shrouded in mystery. Well, consider the shroud at least partially pulled back by senior producer Owen O'Brien as he sits down to talk Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge is a classic action-adventure game. It's got puzzle sections, it's got chase sections, it's got combat sections, both armed and unarmed, but it's all from this unique perspective. I mean, there's a lot of first-person games out there, but they're all shooters. We aren't going to fall back on you know, just doing a shooter. We deliberately told ourselves we're not going to do this, we're going to do a first-person movement game. We wanted to create something that was very different, but we still wanted to build on what we know and what we're good at. You know, we weren't going to go out and make an MMO or something. So we decided to do a first-person game, but really take first-person back to basics and look at the person, look at the character, and forget about, you know, the weapons or loadouts or ammunition.
Keeping with that theme is a lead character who looks more at home in a Nike commercial than an action-adventure title.
You play a character called Faith, who's a runner. Your job is basically to deliver packages and data for people who don't want to be observed by the government. She's very fast, she's very agile. She's a heroine in the same way that Ellen Ripley in Aliens is a heroine. It's how she reacts to the situation she's put in, rather than, you know, starting the game with, you know, superpowers or being a secret agent or any of those sorts of things. She's an ordinary-ish person put in extreme situations, and then how they react to it is what makes them a hero. Even though it sounds counterintuitive, I think the fact it's in first person makes you identify with her even more, because you see everything from her point of view, you feel every impact that she feels, you see the vertigo. It's a very immediate and very visceral experience.
Check in with XPlay for more Mirror's Edge info throughout the summer. Mirror's Edge looks like it might rethink the possibilities of the first-person perspective. In today's X-List, we run down the top 5 games that also have some first-person innovation. And number 5 is Alone in the Dark. Yes, this is a third-person game, but in a unique twist. You get to see your inventory by peering inside Edward Carnaby's jacket, seeing what he would. Number 4 is Portal, which allows you to see yourself and discover you're a woman.
Number 3 is Condemned Criminal Origins. It's basically bum fights from the point of view of the guy who wins. Coming in at number 2 is Metroid Prime, with its unique behind-the-visor view and brand new perspective on the series.
And number 1 is Breakdown. Sure, the game is flawed, but it's a novel attempt at doing things that first-person games would never do, like, eating hamburgers and vomiting.
We've got to take a quick break, but first, give us your 2 cents in today's poll question. What Microsoft game are you most excited for? Fable 2, 2 Human, or Gears of War 2? Head on over to g4tv.com/xplay and tell us what you think. We'll be back in just a minute.
Coming up on XPlay, Pro Gamer T-Squared is back with more pro tips for the new Halo 3 Variety Map Pack that are guaranteed to boost your kill count in Ghost Town. Then we get a sneak peek at tomorrow's Zero Punctuation review of Grand Theft Auto 4 today. Plus, we take the stage and review the new rhythm-based music game that wants to take down Guitar Hero. It's Battle of the Bands for the Wii. Get ready to rock right after this.
The masterminds of the video game revolution return.
This jail thing's kind of like summer camp, except with lots of rape and a lot less sun.
From the creators of Code Monkeys comes Code Monkeys Season 2. As offensive and raunchy as South Park, only better.
Wish you were in a coma so I could show you just how much I love you.
Like an arcade game with potty mouth.
There's no such thing as bad press, dude. Just ask Charles Manson.
Code Monkeys Season 2, June 1st, right after the world television premiere of King of Kong on G4.
So, what do I think of the new Grand Theft Auto 4? What's to say, Rockstar outdid themselves again. The single-player campaign has the best story by far on any GTA. Graphically, the game is beautiful to look at, and multiplayer is insane with your homies. Trust me, guys, if you haven't played it yet, give it a shot. This game is dope.
Welcome back to XPlay. Thank you for the video viewer mail. He's obviously having a good time with that.
I agree. It's insane with your homies when you play.
It's insane with your homies. Maybe I'll get some more friend requests and more people pick up the game, want to play with him.
I think so.
Last week, Pro Gamer T-Squared gave you some Halo 3 pro tips for the new map Blackout. Today, you'll hear how to score some kills on another variety map pack favorite, Ghost Town.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tom Taylor. But you know me as T-Squared. I'm part of the MLG team, straight ripping.
I've got the Halo 3 tips that'll have you fragging like a pro. Here's some awesome jumps and hiding spots in Halo 3's new map, Ghost Town. This right here is a jump and a hiding spot all rolled into one. The way you do this is make your way to the rocket room, get onto the broken wall, and then jump onto the tunnel. That's actually the hardest part. Once you're on top of the tunnel, you make your way onto the left branch. You gotta be careful because there's an invisible wall there. If you end up hitting your head, you're gonna fall to the ground and you have to start all over again. I like this spot because I can get the rockets and kill anybody that runs below me. They never look in the air. It's so easy. This jump is an easy way to make your way into the sniper room, but it's super sneaky. The way you do it is you jump onto the rubble, go in the little hole in the wall, but be careful. You have to keep your head down or you're not going to make it. Once you get there, that sniper has your name written all over it. Once you grab the sniper rifle, go to the back of the tree. You're going to end up jumping into the fork of the tree, making your way to the left branch, but again, be careful because there's an invisible wall. If you hit the invisible wall, you're going to fall, have to start all over again, and you're probably going to die. So if you do it right the first time, you're going to be in an awesome spot. People run right past you in straight lines, easy headshots.
Follow these tips, and you're gonna be the mayor of Ghost Town in no time.
It's a good thing that Yahtzee, the angry Brit behind Zero Punctuation, lives down under, far away from the reach of angry fanboys. He's back this week with another review, and this time he's taking on the biggest game of the year, GTA 4.
After a couple of jobs in which I drove my friends around and took one of them bowling, I embraced my new country by buying a baseball cap and some sneakers, deep-throating a hot dog and slumping in front of some blisteringly awful television for a few in-game hours. It was at more or less this point that I thought to myself, hang on, am I playing Grand Theft Auto or Grand Theft Normal Boring Life? What's next, the write a letter to your mum mission? So I immediately ran outside, jacked a car and ploughed through 2 mailboxes and an accountant. Instantly, the nearby policeman, who was clearly as impatient for this as I was, spat out masticated donut and gave chase. Now we're getting back to what GTA is all about, I thought, as I turned into a pedestrian precinct, the background wailing of sirens adding a melodious backing to the rhythmic snaps of pelvises shattering against my radiator. Unfortunately, while steel lampposts snap off their housing when anything heavier than a kitten leans on them, Mother Nature continues to outdo human technology, and my rampage was brought to an abrupt end by the world's toughest poplar tree, causing Nico to go hurtling through the windscreen in a manner as wincingly painful as it was awesome. But I was desperately attempting to restart the twisted metal salad that used to be my car when I realised I couldn't hear sirens anymore. Yes, it seems now you can shake your wanted level pretty much just by driving away really fast, which you think the police would be prepared for. Lose your pursuers, take a few turnings, and bingo, Nico Bellic model citizen. It makes sense in theory, but I felt somehow defeated as I sulkily went back to my cousin for more escort jobs.
Right down the drain!
Remember, you can get Zero Punctuation's full uncensored review of Grand Theft Auto 4 tomorrow only at escapistmagazine.com, and we'll have new previews every Tuesday night.
When X Play returns, we review Battle of the Bands for the Wii, which promises 150 songs for you to play. But first, see if you're on today's leaderboard for that other music game, Guitar Hero 3.
G4 presents an epic conflict for gaming's most controversial world record, The King of Kong, June 1st, only on G4.
Welcome back to X Play. Earlier we asked you which Microsoft game are you most excited for in 2008. So far, the current leader is Gears of War 2 with a whopping 54%. I guess you love chainsaws more than pets. Let's go back over to Morgan.
Now, Battle of the Bands for the Wii doesn't have fancy peripherals or former GNR guitarists shilling for it, but what it does have is 30 songs, and each one has 5 genre variations. That means this game has a country western version of Whoop There It Is. While that revelation might have you reaching for your wallet, you should probably see our review before doing anything rash. Looks like all I've got is a cover of Photograph, but it's not enough. Not nearly enough. Battle of the Bands for the Wii has finally arrived in our lives because there just aren't enough music-based games out there right now. You don't need instruments for this one. It's a simple, real simple, competitive rhythm game. All you need is your Wii Remote, the 30 groovy tunes in the game, and the ability to ignore how cheesy and silly the whole Battle of the Bands experience is. Some of the songs you might know. Some you might not. The twist here is that the songs aren't like you know them. Sure, Blitzkrieg Bop sounds kind of familiar this way. But wouldn't it be, something to hear it this way? Oh, Joey, Dee Dee, and Johnny, thank God you all died tragically and alone, so you don't have to hear another of your songs butchered for cheap gags. The fun here, fun being a relative term, is the 5 different genres to battle the bands with, like country and marching band. No, I don't know why either. Synth But this is a battle of the bands. The way to move through the game is by launching attacks on the competition, like the Oasis Blur Britpop gang wars of the mid-90s. The Wii Remote is used to turn the beat around and hear percussion, just rack up combos and control the tunage. And then there's the face-off. Face-off? Isn't that a hockey term? The bottom line here, there's not much skill needed with Battle of the Bands. You might take this game out at a party. You might even play it once or twice on your own. 3 times? I doubt it. Excellent! Battle of the Bands gets 2 insane membranes out of 5. G4 presents and updates.
Tomorrow on X-Play, demos? Who needs them? We'll break out our credit card and tell you what WiiWare games are really worth buying in the download. Then, don't miss the world premiere of the Order Up trailer. It's restaurant management at its most exciting. Plus, we've got a brand new cheat that will have you racking up every last achievement in Team Fortress 2. And later in the week, find out what you're really made of. We'll tell you what are the top 10 games for true gamers. X-Play's all new at 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it.
Thanks for watching X-Play.
See you next time.